Ghishing representing Mr. India's area from Mina Abdullah. Today I am very thrilled to be part of this BARISTA Championship 2023. Respected judges, senior operation managers, MENs, especially our CEO, even though she is not here, we really highly respect her for making this event and organizing this event every year. My heartfelt gratitude to CEO and management team for giving us such an opportunity to showcase our skills and experiences. With this, I personally feel that I'm very lucky and grateful to Ole Coffee, because Ole Coffee is the one who has nurtured me to become who am I today. Before I joined Ole Coffee, I was a poor guy in Bhutan who don't know what is coffee and who has never seen espresso machine before. However, as I joined Ole Coffee, I have got lots of experiences, skills, and I got lots of opportunities as company has grown. Once again, I really thank each and every one of you for your presence today. With this, I'm going to start my presentation from a sip of coffee. First of all, when we say sip, let me take you guys to the farm. That is sip to cup. Meaning, let me just relate it to the Ole Coffee. We are Ole Coffee, we are specialty coffee. Our brand actually directly deals with the farmer in the farm who grows coffee. And then those farmers, the hardworking farmers, they grow coffee, they plant coffee, they grow coffee, harvest, do the processing, and they dry the coffee beans. And then they do the packing. Once they pack, they will send it to us, we will import. In other words, they will export to us, and then once it reaches to us, it will be in the roastery. We have our own roastery for Ole Coffee with expert roasters who will roast the green coffee beans and send it to the store. In this store, barista like us, what we will do, we'll grind the coffee and brew favorite drink of our customers, which is exactly done in Ole Coffee. In one sentence, if I have to summarize what Seed to Cup is process of connecting farmers' hard work to our customers. That is what exactly the Seed to Cup means. With this, let me jump to the origin of the coffee. When we say origin of the coffee, there are approximately 125 species of coffee beans in the world, among which we use two popular coffee beans. They are Arabica, number one, and then the number two is Robusta. Let me slightly give the differences between Arabica and Robusta. Arabica coffee beans are grown in very high altitude of 800 to 2200 meters above the sea level with the taste profile of softer and sweet. The other one, Robusta, it grows in the low altitude of 900 meters above the sea level with the taste profile of strong and harsh. The next difference is the point of price. For Arabica, it is quite expensive since it has to be grown in high altitude and it needs extra care to nurture them. Whereas for Robusta, it is grown easily so that it is a little bit cheap as compared to Arabica. Now, let me talk something about the calibration. As a barista, it is very important to do calibration. And when we say calibration, we must know when and why we are doing calibration. Why we every morning, every shift, why we are doing calibration. The reason is, if the espresso is not balanced, number one, if the espresso is not balanced, if it is bitter or sour, then we will conduct calibration. Number two, if the volume of the espresso is more or less. If the volume of the espresso is more or less, so we will do the calibration. And then the next thing when we will do calibration, when we change the coffee beans in the hopper after a long time. For example, if we change our coffee beans after one day, then obviously we have to do calibration of the espresso. Now, let me talk about the origin of the coffee. The origin of the coffee relating to Ole Coffee, whenever the beans are here, the beans that we use in Ole Coffee are Brazilian, Colombian, and Ethiopian. They are 100% Arabica. They are single origin, medium roasted, and medium acidity. Those coffee beans have their own taste profile. That is chocolate and nuts for Brazilian, lime, caramel, sugarcane and roasted nut for Colombian, and floral, green apple, honey biscuit, juicy and creamy mouthfeel for Ethiopian. Those coffee beans, the 3 coffee beans that we are using, they have a very good score, meaning they have a very high rate of percentage in the world. That is 88% for Ethiopian, 86% for Colombian and 83% for Brazilian. Now let me go to the calibration. The grinder has 2 settings, that is coarser and finer. If the grind setting is towards coarser or towards finer, we are not going to get the perfect shot of espresso. However, the grind setting must be in middle of coarse and fine. Now we have other condition to get perfect shot of espresso. That is, if the grind size of the ground coffee is very fine, espresso is going to take more time to brew, which will lead to bitter in taste, and it is known as over extraction. And we can make this into balance by changing the grind size, grind setting towards coarser. Similarly, if the grind size of the ground coffee is very coarse, the espresso will take less time to brew, leading sour in taste, and it is known as under extraction. And we can make this one balance by changing the grind setting towards finer. Now I am going to serve my espresso to my judges. To make espresso, what we have to think is the gram that we are taking. As of now, our standard is 22 gram for double shot and 17 gram for single shot. Whereas the heat that we are getting is exactly 1:2, that is 34 ml for single shot and 44 ml for double shot. So I'm going to calibrate the espresso. We have to make sure our portafilter is dry. It has to be water free. There should not be any water inside. We have to make it dry, and then we will tear the portafilter. Since I'm going to make a double shot of espresso, I will take 22 gram of ground coffee. Now the ground coffee is in my hand. The number one thing that we have to do is leveling. It's very important. If we do not level, it may lead to channeling, meaning the water inside the group head will not distribute equally. So to get perfect espresso, I will level it and measure. It is exactly 21.9, which is near to 22. Now I level it and then I will tamp. While tamping, it should not be very hard or very light. It has to be, we have to give a right amount of energy, that is 30 to 40 pounds, making our hand right 90 degree. So I level it and then I'll make 90 degree and press. Simple. And then we have to wet it to remove the particles of the ground coffee in the portafilter. Before I insert my portafilter, I will flush the group head to remove the particles of the ground coffee of previous brew. And then we have to press immediately the button to make sure that our coffee is not burnt. If we give it for a longer time in the proof head, since it is very extremely hot, it may burn the espresso. Okay, the timing, our standard timing is 25 to 35 seconds. Now I got 26 seconds for a double espresso, and then the espresso has 3 layers, as you can see: cream on the top, body, and then top. It can be fruity, floral, citrusy. However, there should be original taste profile of our beans. Since we are using Brazilian coffee beans, our flavor must be chocolate and nuts. So before I have espresso, I will smell it for the aroma and then slurp it. So slurp it and scatter it into your mouth so that your tongue will get the exact taste of espresso. So I feel this is a perfect shot of espresso. It is balanced, not bitter, not sour. Okay, now I'm just done with the calibration of espresso. Now I'm going to prepare 3 types of beverages: ladder, flat white at the beginning, latte, and then cortado. Let me share a little bit of knowledge regarding the beverages. flat white, it is considered as one strong coffee in the world. Similarly, in Ole coffee, we are using 2 shots of espresso for flat white in 8-ounce cup, and then the ingredients in the flat white are espresso, steamed milk, and a very tiny foam, layer of foam. Actually, we can make it flatter without foam, but here we have to make latte art, so we can make very thin layer of foam in flat white. And then latte, similarly for latte, the ingredients are espresso, steamed milk, and a layer of foam. The layer of foam can be 20% of foam. So the differences between latte and flat white is, flat white there is no foam, or there is very tiny layer of foam. In latte there is foam that is of 20%. And then the next is potato. Potato, it is also a strong coffee. We consider as posture. How much I have to take is exactly below the nose of the pitcher. Before I steam, I'll wipe it. So the milk temperature must be 140 to 145 degree Fahrenheit. So exactly when the reading reaches to 120, I will stop it so that I will get 140 to 145 degree Fahrenheit. So tamp it, solid and tamp it to break down the bubbles, since the characteristics of steamed milk is silky, creamy, and there should not be any bubbles. And very less foam. This is my flat white. Short for latte. I'm ready to make double shot. Level it and tamp it. Wipe the water filter. Raise the group head and get the shot for latte. Right temperature of drinks to our customers. It will not be too hot or not be cold, so that our customers will enjoy our beverage. Exactly at 120, I've stopped, and my milk temperature is 140 to 145. Tamp and salt to break down the bubbles. Okay, this is latte. And then potato. Okay, with the interest of time, let me share a small story regarding the Khaldi who has discovered coffee in olden days. Ethiopian goat herder, whose name was Khaldi. One day he noticed that his goat were very active and energetic after eating berries of certain plant. Out of curiosity, he tried himself one, and then he found similar effect. So he had given to a monk who was crossing across, and a monk tried by adding boiling water and crushing the berries. Monk had a similar effect, and he rushed towards the monastery and shared with his friends. And then all his friends were very active by having that berries and energetic. They were awake during their long evening prayer, so they had shared to community people, and that is how the coffee was discovered in olden days. With this, thank you so much for giving opportunity. Thank you.
We are ready to announce our Barista Championship for the Ole Coffee 2023. So the second runner for the Barista Championship Ole Coffee 2023 is Manush Neshta.
First runner-up goes to boys or girls? Girls. Okay. The first runner-up is a Shrine Agni.
And our champion for 2023 will announce it. And remember, this champion will be leading with you champions together on how to improve our employees' coffee knowledge, how to share this coffee knowledge with all our customers. So if you guys are ready, and the number one and the barista champion for Ole 2023 is Tashi.
Wow.
And also the reward. Has been an amazing day. I personally had so much fun to get to know a lot of talent like you. I would like to thank everyone involved in making this happen.